G'day Ratbags and welcome to another episode of Dirt Riders TV.
Bag it up!
In this episode we ask the big question. Have you got a set of big ones or have you got a set of small ones?
Which do you prefer?
Because we all know that size does matter. So sit back and enjoy the ride. So today we're talking about lights. As you can see, this blinker and that blinker have both been taped up and repaired. Because every time I drop the bike, as you can see, they hang out so far from the edge of the bike, they're the first to go. And they just fold in and break. Which is an all too common problem when you just leave them hanging out there. I've decided to change tact and put a set of small ones on. As you can see, they have a little bit more protection being closer to this frame, and they have a lot of flex within this rubber, and hopefully they'll just bend over and pop back out and not have to be replaced every time I drop it. So to get at these wires, as we replace the old blinkers, they actually tuck up right up inside here. So we're going to have to take off this side cover. We'll take the seat off as well, and we'll have a good look at inside and see what's going on. And as you can imagine, just a pretty simple process. Make sure you've got a bit of pressure. This one is in actually very tight. Quite surprised at how tight that is. But we don't want it falling off out on the road, so I guess it's got to be that tight for a reason. Simple, easy, clicks away, no worries. Don't lose your screw. What we're after is access to this big bolt here. I'm going to use a breaker bar, 12mm socket. Nice and easy. Just undo it with my fingers. Lovely, now the other side. It's the same on this side. We just want to get into this screw and get it cracked. And this side cover should just pull straight off. It's the first time I've had these off since I've owned the bike. So she's a bit dirty in there, as you can see. And again, this is the fella we want to get at. Again, 12mm breaker bar. Saves your ratchet if they're too tight, but this sort of stuff, not really going to hurt a ratchet if that's all you got. Another one done. Okay, so now it's just a matter of pulling off the seat. Pretty simple stuff. That's the locking part that you put back in. Tucks in under there when we go to put it back together. And what we're after is this wire travels down in through and under the seat, and then it comes in to this connection. As you can see, this light is quite short. The wiring is not going to reach down into this clip, even if we wanted it to. As well, it doesn't have the clip. So we're going to have to cut these off anyway. And we're going to cut it here somewhere and join it together with soldering iron. Or if you have these clips, just clip them, join them, and then make sure they're insulated. Okay, so I'm going to use a 14mm spanner and we're going to get this light off. Should be fairly simple. And I think the next thing we'll be looking at is the size of the hole that's in this frame. And as I'm suspecting, it's way too big just to put that tiny little hole in. So I'm going to have to get some washers that are going to cover up this hole in order for this bolt to fit in there nice, as you can see. And the same again for the other side. Not too hard, not too tight. So if I ever want to change these again, I'm thinking about putting the connections here rather than way down underneath here where I can't get at it. So I'm going to cut my wires here and join it up to the new ones from there. Give me easy access. I'll keep these in case of emergencies, but more likely I'll use them on the front if the front ones ever go. Now we'll just take a sharp knife, watch your fingers, and bare this out from its covering. Now we've got two exposed, give them a bit of a slice, and yep, we're good to go. Next thing you'll need is a pair of these wire strippers. Give yourself a little bit of distance, keep them even. Whoop. There we go, that might be enough, a bit more maybe. Alright, let's put some fittings on there. Okay, so these are the fittings. You just get them in the normal electrical box, or you can get them from your hardware store. Male and female connectors. You put them on, just crimp the ends and you're all done. So now it's just a matter of crimping on these. Put it in so you can see a bit of the wire coming through right inside here. Have it poking through. Grab your grippers and just clamp down on them. 1, 2, and that should give you a good connection inside. Use both males on this end, and then when it comes to the other end, when you want to swap them, if you have to swap them, that should keep you out of trouble. Okay, there you have it, two ready to go. So now it's the same on the other end. I'm going to cut off these old ones and put the matching ones on there. Make sure you get the right one. That's the male, that's the female. Yep, okie dokie. Chuck them on in there. Get your crimpers out, tighten them up again. It's 1. 2. Now we can do a little test here if we like. Just click them together before we start bolting them on and threading them all in. Don't have to push them in too hard, just as long as you've got some sort of connection there. And we'll start the bike up and we'll give her a test. As you can see, I've hooked both of them up right now and they still seem to have a very quick pace. However, I'm going to have to cope with that because I want the little lights, not the big one. And I'm sure there's some electrician out there that can tell me why, and it's all to do with the globes and this and that, and that's all well and good. So if you do, let us know. But as long as they can see where I'm turning, that's okay. So I'm a firm believer in using what you got. Nothing goes to waste. I found this bolt and a few washers. Let's put it together. Because of the size of this hole, I'm going to chuck one on the outside. And then, same on the other side. I got myself a nylon nut, so that shouldn't come off once we've got it done up. Now I can feel it tightening up on the back of this rubber there. That really is on there, and I don't want to be pulling it through. So as you can see, it's starting to squeeze down that rubber in the back there. I just thought I'd loosen it off. As long as the rubber isn't spinning, which really that's not going to move. I can force it, sure, but just out on the road, I think that should be fine. Alright, now for the other one. Looking from the back, this one is sitting a little bit lower than the other side. So I'm just going to give them a bit of a tap up and have another look. It was actually easier to tap it down than it was to tap up, so I did that. And from the top, they also look fairly even. Okay, so now it's just a matter of tucking everything up tidy out of the way with a couple of zippy ties, and then we'll be in business. Okay, so there we have it. They're all wired up nice and neat under there now. It looks nearly like a professional job. But hopefully the main thing is I got a bit of clearance here. They're not going to break as easy. and that's what it's all about for me. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed checking out my little ones. Until next time, get outside and play.